Hi, I'm Patrick,
I'm Celso.
and we're here to talk about anatomy and the upper limb. So we are going to talk the upper limb, which includes the clavicle, the scapula, the humerus, ulna, radius, as well as your hand muscles. And this is just so to remember what they do, a quick overview of all the muscles in the area, what they do, and all that fun stuff. So first we have the Scapular Sling muscles, which are all in common. They all help stabilize the scapula. So we have on the scapular sling muscles Romboideus Major and Minor, which run. They're shaped like little squares right here. Small square up top and a small square on bottom, and that's used to retract your scapula or adduct it, so pull it towards your spine, as well as downwardly rotate your scapula. Then you have the Levator Scapulae, which runs from your neck down to the upper angle of your scapula, which when it contracts, it pulls your scapula up. So it elevates your scapula, and if it's staying still, then it helps laterally flex your neck. Next we have Trapezius, which is a nice one that looks like a giant kite, which is shaped out from here all the way down to your shoulders, all the way down to T12, which helps with a lot. It helps with depression of your scapulas to help them keep them in place, and upward rotation, so it helps you upwardly rotate your scapula so they can lift up your arms and such. Elevation, which helps pull it up just like Levator Scapulae does, and retraction or adduction, which helps you pull back your shoulders. Next we have Serratus Anterior, that looks like a little knife from rib 1 to either 8 or 9, and it goes all the way underneath to the medial margin of the scapula. And what this one does is help upwardly rotate your scapula, just exactly what he's doing right now, and protraction. So like when it contracts, it helps you pull your arm forward. You also have Pectoralis Minor, which is our gang sign. Gang sign! Exactly.
Yeah.
It starts off in the coracoid process and then goes here. When it contracts, it helps pull forward your scapula, which helps it do that, and also assists with forced breathing. So like it's like that's how it helps. Then the last one is subclavius of the scapular sling muscles, which doesn't move the scapula, but it's right here, and this one helps elevate and stabilize your clavicle, which is very important for your scapular sling to be able to move. Next we have the rotator cuff muscles, which a lot of people tear apparently, and these stabilize the shoulder joint. These are the muscles that pull your shoulder into the socket. So you have Supraspinatus, which is right on above the spine of the scapula, and what it does is it pulls your arm to help it abduct, so it does that.
The first 10 degrees?
Yep, the first 10 degrees, and then deltoid takes over. We'll talk about that later. Then you have Infraspinatus, which is underneath and it connects all the way to the intertubercular groove like this. And when it contracts, it pulls your muscle so you can laterally rotate your arm or your shoulder joint so that you can have great posture. You have Teres Minor, which is right on the lateral edge, connects to the intertubercular groove, and it pulls. Also laterally rotates your shoulder joint. And last is Subscapularis, and that's underneath your scapula, and it goes all the way around, forms some of the wall of the armpit, and attaches right to the lesser tubercle of your humerus, and that allows you to medially rotate your arm, which everyone loves to do. And that's your scapular rotator cuff muscles, and that's just stabilizes the shoulder joint. Next, in its own category, is the deltoid. Deltoid, shaped like a giant teardrop. Deltoid just helps do everything. It helps abduct your arm, adduct your arm, flex it, extend it. It doesn't help with adduction actually.
It's really stupid.
Yeah, it's super stupid. Can't add it dumb. It's a dumb muscle. Can't add, but can do everything else.
And delta means V, so it's shaped like a V.
Yeah, if you look in Greek alphabet, the upside down V, which is like the 5th letter, delta, it's shaped like that. Next is the intertubercular groove group, which all have the common attachment of the intertubercular groove, which means since they all attach here, all of these muscles help medially rotate your arm and help adduct your arm so it stays by your body. What we have here is Teres Major, which is underneath Teres Minor. and it starts at the lower lateral margin of the scapula and goes. So that's how it helps medially rotate your arm when it contracts. You have Pectoralis Major. Everyone loves these. Go ahead and flex. Right here, you got that pecs, buff. And that just helps medially rotate your arm and adducts it. Then we also have Latissimus Dorsi, which is the broadest muscle of the back, which starts here, down near the coccyx, goes all the way around, forms some wall, and then goes right here into the intertubercular glute, and it's one of your broadest muscles. And that's the intertubercular groove group. Like I said, they're used for medial rotation of your shoulder joint as well as adduction to keep your arms by your side. Moving on to the brachium, we have three muscles to focus on in the front and one muscle in the back. Three muscles in the front, we have coracobrachialis, which starts at the coracoid process and goes down about midway onto the medial edge of the humerus, and that allows flexion of the shoulder joint. Flexion of the shoulder joint. And there's that. Then we have another one right here from the middle, which is about where coracobrachialis stops and continues, is brachialis. And that allows flexion of the elbow. And then we have one big one, starts inside the supraglenoid tubercle and the coracoid process. It goes down all the way to the radial notch, and that is not the radial notch, the radial tuberosity, and that's your biceps brachialis. Everyone's crazy about these, like show off your guns. Your guns, gun show.
And this is the only one of the anterior part of the brachius, or the brachium, that doesn't connect to the brachium.
Yeah, it doesn't actually attach because there is coracobrachialis and brachialis covering it, so it lays on top. On the posterior side of the brachium is you have your triceps. It has three heads and it attaches all over this place, like it's insane, and it connects to your elbow, your olecranon, and that is extension of the shoulder joint as well as the elbow. Last but not least, as a group, we're only focusing on the forearm muscles as a group. So we have flexors and extensors. The flexors are on the anterior compartment of your forearm, and they all commonly attach to the lateral medial margin, the medial epicondyle of the humerus. So remember that it's flex me now.
Flex me.
Flex me now. And
so
then
they flex and they go to the medial.
Yeah.
Flex me.
No. And then on the posterior side is all the extensors. These help extend your wrists and fingers. And a trick to remember that is extend later. So we have flex me now, extend later. And that's remembered because they commonly attach to the lateral epicondyle of the muscle. So that's pretty much all the actions of the upper limb, all the muscles as well. Scapular sling muscles, you have Romboideus Major and Minor, Levator Scapulae, Trapezius, Serratus Anterior, Pectoralis Minor and Subclavius, the rotator cuff muscles. You have Supraspinatus, Infraspinatus, Subscapularis, Teres Minor. You have the Deltoid. You have the Intertubercular groove group, which includes Teres Major, Pectoralis Major, and Latissimus Dorsi. And you have the brachium, the coracobrachialis, the brachialis, bicep brachialis, and the tricep brachialis, and then last the antebrachium with the flexors and the extensors. Hopefully this helps you remember what are the muscles of them and what they do in general. We'll definitely have different series coming about insertions, origins, more information about each muscle that you need to know. Pretty much, yeah. If you liked it, like it. If you don't. Like, this is just meant to help people remember the upper limb muscles, especially people like us going to school for massage therapy and having to know anatomy. And so yeah, this is just a help. And so hopefully it helped you. Patrick, so. See you next time.